阿弥陀佛 ，testing， 阿弥陀佛。哦，哇，灯亮起来了。今天的护摩法会是虚空场菩萨。哦，请等一下师尊即将要莅临，我们的那个义工师姐就带着她那个冬令救济那个盒子一直在喊，我听到她的声音，我好像感觉说好像下面的人都没听见，我就用麦克风帮忙一下吧。这是我们西雷祖庙每年都要为这个活动而这个鼓励大家捐款的赞助，谢谢谢谢。这个好像很快就到了这个时间。西雅图的冬天是挺冷的，有下雪、下雨都冰冷，所以都是给那些无家可归的露宿侨民人民所需要品的。所以谢谢大家的赞助。真佛州美国西雅图彩虹雷藏寺恭请法王圣尊莲生活佛主坛虚空场菩萨护摩法会，一会大众请起立，恭迎真佛宗创办人无上法王圣尊莲生活佛，一会大众唱诵莲花童子心咒。我们一起问候师尊好，师母好，大家好。顶礼坛城做观想大礼拜，一拜根本传承上师及诸佛。嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心三印。二拜诸菩萨，嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心三印。三拜诸护法金刚，嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心三印。四平等一起手。恭请师尊接受众线上的众同门问安。
师尊好，你好，师尊好，大家好，
请佛祖师救救救！安安师尊好，非常平安快乐，我们爱你，师尊。好，
好，
好，快乐，我们爱 520，
好，大家好，爱你。
身体安康，爱你哦，身体安康，
爱去出的是身体安康，大无忌，
长寿，佛体安康，师母身体健康，佛体安康，无忌，佛体安康，长寿安康，
佛体安康，
长寿咕噜，无忌，师母萨无忌，阳光，
大家好，
健健康康，
我身体健康，周世尊常翻转，999，
佛体安康，还是你身体健康，佛体安康，不是
180代的请佛祖是999。
佛体安康，身体健康，身心快乐，感法无忌，萨无忌，
恭请法王圣尊莲生活佛，升法王座。师母莲香上师，请上座。长老仁波切诸位上师，请上座。教授师法师，请上座。讲师、助教、贵宾、同门善信大德，请就座。恭请法王圣尊莲生活佛加持助持
Inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Lian Sheng to bless the prayers of the primary supplicants and merit holders.
敬献哈达，与会大众虔诚合掌，祈
Of Hatha, we would like to invite Master Lian Chu to present the offering of Hatha to the lineage Guru as a symbol of the highest honor on behalf of all of us. Namo Akasagarbha Homa fire offering ceremony has begun. Visualize the Buddha lineage, Namo Vairocana Buddha, Namo Buddha Lokana, Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Padma Kumara, Namo Living Buddha Lian Sheng. Visualize Grandmaster and all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas radiating light to bless us. Reset Padma Kumara mantra 7 times.
Om Guru Lian Sheng Siddhi Hom. 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 Om Guru Lian Sheng Siddhi Hom.
Perform the visualization of the 4 immeasurables. To our left, our father and relatives and ancestors from the father's side. To our right, our mother and from the mother's side. Behind are our friends, teachers, and benefactors, enemies, and karmic creators. In front of us, all sentient beings around us. Together practicing Tantra Dharma, ultimately attaining Buddhahood. Clap twice and snap your fingers. Recite purification mantras and earth deity mantra.
Om siêu tô li siêu tô li siêu mô li siêu mô li so ha. Om wa do la dan he he hom. Namo samanto motolan om toro toro te wei so ha. Nian zao qing zhou.
Recite invocation mantra.
Om a hom so ha. Om a hom so ha.
We sincerely invoke our lineage Guru, Living Buddha Lian Sheng, Namo White Maha Padma Kumara, Namo Lotus Life Self-Mastery Buddha, Namo True Buddha School Lineage Gurus. We sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa, Namo Akasagarbha Bodhisattva. We sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa, Namo Akasagarbha Bodhisattva. We sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa, Namo Akasagarbha Bodhisattva. Namo Golden Mother of the Primordial Jetpa, Namo 5 Dhyani Buddhas, Namo True Buddha School 8 Primary Deities, Namo Yamantaka, Akalanatha, 4 Heavenly Kings, Sima Bodhisattva, Rainbow Temples, all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakinis, and divinities, all the deities enshrined at the True Buddha Tantric Quarters at the Seattle Lechang Temple and at the Saturn Mountain Retreat. Rainbow temples, mountain gods, earth gods, plant gods, wind gods, water gods, heavenly fire gods, dragon gods, all divinities as well as the city gods to please radiate light and bless this Homa. Great homage using realization for student Guru and all Buddhas. Visualize for position on the ground, do the Samudra, second to all Bodhisattvas. Visualize for position on the ground, do the Samudra, third to all Herukas and Dharma protectors. Visualize for position on the ground, do the Samudra, fourth equality to all. Great mandala offering from the offering mudra. Visualize the transformations of the offerings to become innumerable to fill the whole cosmic space. Make the offering above to the lineage Guru, all the lineage Gurus, the main deity of Homa, Akasagarbha Bodhisattva, all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakinis, and divinities, and below to all sentient beings. Recite the offering of the same mantra. One meru for continents and sun and moon transform into precious offerings for the Buddhas. May these wondrous righteous and marriage purge our karma to all of our civilizations. Sawa. For refuge, visualize our lineage guru, all the lineage gurus, the Buddha jewel, Dharma jewel, Sangha jewel, to form bright white light to empower us. Recite the mantra. Namo Gurube, Namo Buddhaye, Namo Dhamoye, Namo Sankhyaye. Namo Gurube, Namo Buddhaye, Namo Dhamoye, Namo Sankhyaye. Namo Gurube, Namo Buddhaye, Namo Dhamoye, Namo Sankhyaye. Armor protection, form Vajaklap's mudra, recite the Japanese mantra 7 times. Inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Lian Sheng to perform blessings with mala. Inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Lian Sheng to set ceremonial dedication to bless the righteous forms, homework cards, and all the offering items. Please rise and join your palms with reverence. Together we invite these holiness to perform the ritual of opening the Homa fire. To lit the Homa fire, make all the offerings and perform Mudra transformations for purifications, enrichments, magnification, subjugation, and pardon deliverance. Please recite the heart mantra of Akasagarbha Bodhisattva.
圣尊莲生活佛，生法王座。
Om
Recite the mantras of eight principal deities and incarnate Buddha Amitabha.
Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Panamo Lindolin Soha. Om Ha 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 Wei Samoye Soha. Om Zeli Zuli Zunti Soha. Om Zambara Charang Charaye Soha. Om A Hom Beza Guru Bema Sidi Hom Se. Om A Hom Guru Bei Aha Sasamaha Lian Sheng Exposition. Deyata Om Beka Zaya Beka Zaya Maha Beka Zaya Laza Samo Kyade Soha.
Homage to 36 tears, 119,500 Buddhas of the same name and admiration of Amitabha. Homage to 36 tears, 119,500 Buddhas with the same name and epithet of Amitabha. Homage to 36 tears, 119,500 Buddhas with the same name and epithet of Amitabha. Please recite the supplication to the Guru Buddha to stem samsara. I pay homage and supplicate His Holiness the Virtuous and Marvelous Tantrika, all Buddhas in the Buddha verses as numerous as grains of sand, compassionate Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapas, and Dakini subjectors of Dharma. The three poisons are proliferating endlessly. Our body and soul are striking, tumbling in the mystery of perpetual rebirth. With great compassion, His Holiness descended upon this world to salvage the deluded ones. The three jewels emanate wondrous light to provide refuge for all fortunate beings, humans, and devas elect on His Vajra body, for the bestowal of teachings, wealth, precepts, empowerments, and attainments. We disciples of the Buddha plead the existence of samsara to turn the Dharma wheel to benefit and give happiness to multitudes of sentient beings. Many dedication. May all uphold the Buddha, ascend for them utmost paying for generosity from above, aiding those in the three realms below. Upon seeing the Buddha, may we transcend life and death. Like the Buddha, may we liberate all. To the school disciples wholeheartedly pray to the main deity of Homa, Namo Akasagarbha Bodhisattva, the Vajra of the treasury, together with the 5 great Bodhisattvas of the space treasury, for the vast, boundless compassion to protect our lineage Guru. May he be clear-minded, refreshed with channels and chi flowing freely, his body strong, his health unmatched, moving at will with self-mastery, abundant in wealth and favorable affinities, to always stay in samsara, with the son of true Buddha Tantric Dharma to save sentient beings and purified karma, may we ascend to the twin lotus ponds. May soon be happy, healthy in body and mind, and all is auspicious. We invite His Holiness Living Buddha Lian Sheng to perform the overall merit dedication. Wholeheartedly we pay homage. Wholeheartedly we pay homage to Akasagarbha Bodhisattva. Wholeheartedly we pay homage to Akasagarbha Bodhisattva. Please guide the spirits to be reborn into the pure Buddha verses. Please bless us with good health, eradication of illnesses, eradication of bad karma, and the enhancement of wisdom. To always be faithful. We pray to the Vajra of the treasury, to bestow the greatest wisdom, to bestow the worldly and beyond worldly and all kinds of wisdoms. Please bestow the enhancements of memory. Please bestow the wisdom of the oneness of the three times. To the Vajra of Treasury, Akasagarbha Bodhisattva, and gods in heavens, gods on earth, may be far from all calamities, may all calamities abandon us, let all disasters turn into dust. May all of our prayers be granted. Please bless us for the elimination of karma, alleviation of karmic sicknesses, eradication of bad affinities, eradication of natural disasters, eradication of calamities due to wars and weaponry and viruses. Recite 100 syllable mantra 3 times.
Anuratam Bawa Sarwa Siddhi Mebulayata Sawa Kama Sutame Zitamu Sriyan Gorohom Ha 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 Bagawan Sawa Tathagata Bezamami Menta Bezabawa Mahasamaya Sato Ahom Pe Om Beza Sato Samaya Manubanaya Beza Sato Tenu Badita Zitsumi Bawa Suto Kayumi Bawa Supo Kayumi Bawa Anuratom Bawa Sarwa Siddhi Mebulayata Sawa Kama Sutame Zitamu Sriyan Gorohom Ha 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 Bagawan Sawa Tathagata Bezamami Menta Bezabawa Mahasamaya Sato Ahom Pe Om Beza Sato Samaya Manubanaya Beza Sato Tenu Badita Zitsumi Bawa Suto Kayumi Bawa Supo Kayumi Bawa Anuratomi Bawa Sarwa Siddhi Mebulayata Sawa Kama Sutame Zitamu Sriyan Gorohom Ha 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 Bagawan Sawa Tathagata Bezamami Menta Bezabawa Mahasamaya Sato Ahom Pe.
Pay homage using visualization for student Guru and all Buddhas. Visualize full prostration on the ground. Release the mudra. Second, to all Bodhisattvas. Visualize full prostration on the ground. Release the mudra. Third, to all Herukas and Dharma protectors. Visualize full prostration on the ground. Release the mudra. Fourth, equality to all. Recite completion mantra. Now let's give the greatest round of applause to show our utmost gratitude to our illustrious Guru for presiding over this Akasagarbha Bodhisattva Homa fire offering ceremony. Now let us join our palms with the greatest reverence, and together we are inviting His Holiness to bestow the precious Dharma teachings. Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus, homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming, Homage to Master Sakyamuni. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. Homage to Master Dubdan Dorshi. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa today, Akasagarbha Bodhisattva. Sumo, Tanzan Gato, Dubdan Siddhi, Dubdan Karma, all Dharma masters, Dharma lecturers, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma tutors, temple and center directors, and all disciples present here and over the internet. Good afternoon, everyone. How do you do?
I stayed. Hola, amigo. Que quiero mucho. Scoin. Ichiwa. Kimochi ii. Shumi. Yapi. Purin purin. Konnichiwa.
I would like to announce now for next Sunday, November 10th, Sunday at 3 p.m. We will perform Manohara Homa fire offering ceremony, the wealth attracting goddess. We all know about Manohara. That's the deity emanated from the heart of Amitabha Buddha. And her mantra, and the mudra is Vajra hook. Vajra hook. Her body is red. Manohara ceremony has always have many primary supplicants. They all want to have golds falling from the sky, from the heavens showering gold upon them, gold bars. It's okay if you're hit by the gold bars and die. Many people would register for primary supplicants for Manohara. Akasagarbha Bodhisattva is considered a deity of wisdom. At the beginning of Tantric Buddhism, the one spread to Tibetan is called Tibetan Tantrayana, and the Chinese Tantrayana is the one that spread to China. It's Chinese Tantrayana, Tibetan Tantrayana. So the Tantric Buddhism that spread to Tibet and to China is called Chinese Tantrayana. That was at the beginning of Tang Dynasty. There were three that went to China from India, three lineage gurus. One is called Vajra Bodhi, Subakarasima and Amuga. So the ones who transmitted Tantrayana to China, Vajrabodhi, Amuga, and Subhakarasima. They were called the three great masters of the pioneers. And the great masters also meant Bodhisattva. And Amuga transmitted to Hui Guo, Elder Venerable, at the Green Dragon Temple. And Grandmaster has visited that temple, the Green Dragon Temple. Just the three of us? Someone have been there. That was outside Chang'an or now Xi'an. So the Venerable Elder Hui Guo, when he was about to leave the Saha world, and the Japanese student, oh no, that's the learned sage, were Kukai and Zui Chen. So Zui Chen went to Mount Tiantai and studied Tantric Buddhism, and that's called the Thai Tantrayana or Mount Tiantai Tantrayana. And Kukai went to Chang'an and studied the Chinese Tantrayana from the Venerable Elder Hui Guo and received the lineage at the Blue or Green Dragon Temple. After he received the lineage, he returned to Taiwan. I mean, to Japan. And Zui Chen went back to Japan. I don't know. I never know how to pronounce that mountain, and establish the Thai Tantrayana. So Kukai was from the Green Dragon Temple and brought many tantric texts to return to Japan and took off from Changmen. And at the Takayama mountain, established his own Tantric Buddhism and was called Japanese Tantrayana. Shen-yen, the Shen-yen Buddhism. So some people talk about Tibetan Tantrayana, Thai Tantrayana, Chinese Tantrayana, and Japanese Tantrayana. Now you know the differences among them. And Kukai established the 88 temples or centers in Shikoku, Japan. And when Kukai was in retreat, he had two caves in Japan. When he was in retreat, a very deep caves that's very dark. Anyone's been there? I've been there. So when he was there, the deity of his practice was Akasagarbha. So he practiced Akasagarbha's memory Dharma practice. So in his cave, he saw the star in the sky that flew down and entered his mouth. And from then on, Tantric Buddhism flourished, and his own spiritual cultivation progressed greatly. And immediately, it opened his past lives, present lives, and future lives, and he knew about them all. Actually, Kukai benefited greatly toward Japanese culture. And when he was in Xi'an, he studied Sanskrit, because back then, from Xi'an, further out, that would be the Silk Road. And you can continue. We know about from Xi'an, the monk Xuanzang also traversed the Silk Road all the way to India to obtain the sutras. So we call the Hu clans. So Chang'an is the same as Xi'an. So he studied Sanskrit there, and when he returned to Japan, so Japanese originally was of Han characters. So he transformed it to mix Sanskrit into the Han characters. So Kukai or Kobudaishi had great credit for the Japanese culture and language, established the Japanese Tantayana and the Kana, and his attainments through the practice of Akasagarbha Bodhisattva. And today we practice Akasagarbha, so I would like to share this. And the origin was from the Venerable Elder Hui Guo from Chinese Tantayana, the lineage, through Subhagaram Simha, Vajrabodhi, and Amuga, the lineage, and then all the way to Hui Guo, and who transmitted to Kukai, who went back to Japan and became Shen-yen Buddhism, or the Japanese Tantayana. Anyone that's been to the place where Kukai practicing Akasagarbha? Anybody else other than Grandmaster? I went into that cave, and the cave was quite deep. There are many stories in this. We'll talk about it more next time. So the yidam of Kukai is Akasagarbha Bodhisattva. If you have attainment with this deity, your memory would be amazing. You will never forget after reading a sutra. Because he's the Vajra of treasury, who you would understand all sutras that before you couldn't understand, and then you will understand. And where you did not understand the sutras before, but after you have fruition and attainments with this deity, you would understand it clearly. And you would remember your past lives. And the memory in this present life will also be very strong. And you would always be first in class. Your wisdom would be like the ocean, the great ocean, boundless. So, if you gain spiritual union with Akasagarbha Bodhisattva, then in the future, you would become the standby Buddha. You can continue to become standby Buddha. The Vajra of treasury. So all the treasury of all Buddhism, all the storage or the treasury of all the sutras in Buddhism can be understood, and you can have attainments in this Dharma practice, and his Pure Land is the stars. Next to my desk at the True Foundation office,
go to river of star. Return, go to the river of the star.
Return to the river of stars. What I wrote, return to the river of stars. And the Pure Land of Akasagarbha Bodhisattva is the stars. And the Pure Land of Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva is the moon. So Akasagarbha Bodhisattva is the star. So Kukai saw the stars entering his body, which symbolizes his spiritual response. So of the 8 great bodhisattvas, Akasagarbha is one is the deity of wisdom and of merits and blessings, with tremendous blessings. By having wisdom, your blessings and merits would be as great as the ocean. And this deity is quite popular in Japanese Tantrayana, but not in Taiwan. Actually, he's a great deity in Taiwan. I mean, he's actually a great deity. So by practicing, you would be able to gain wisdom and blessings, and also a name and status, because you would be first in any examinations. So those with the most success are usually number one. The presidents are number one, and the vice presidents are number two.
所以在日本密宗来讲，空海大师就是第一名。
你帮我看这个，跟他们讲。So Kukai in Japan is also considered number one.
这里有一个秘密
there is a secret here.
我们平时我们念这个求文词，场菩萨的咒语108遍。
When we chant this Akasagarbha mantra 108 times,
每天念，
and you chant it every day,
在日食夜食的时候，
but on the moon eclipse or sun eclipse,
日食夜食大家知道吧？好。
do you know what they are, right? The eclipses.
然后你把那个水，把供养的这个水集合起来。
And then you collect the offering water, and during the moon or sun eclipse,
星光之下，
you bring it under the stars, under the starlights,
然后再念咒，
and then you recite the mantra of Akasagarbha
再把这个
Bodhisattva,
水喝下去，
and then drink the water,
再祈求虚空场菩萨，
and then you pray to Akasagarbha Bodhisattva to gain spiritual union with ourselves and merge to become one. So that's the methods. During the solar or lunar eclipses, you brought a cup of water and under the stars and visualize it entering into the water, and then you drink the cup of water to symbolize this union of Akasagarbha with yourself, and it would increase your own memory capacity. Okay.
这里面我以前讲过。 88林场好像，我们也有很多人。
So the 88 spiritual centers in Shikoku, many of us have been there, right? Japan is divided into the Honshu, Kyushu, Honshu, Shikoku, Hokkaido. And I've been to all of them, all over Japan. From the northernmost, there's a place called Minji. I went to Hokkaido and told the tour guide that there's a place in Hokkaido called Minji. But the tour guide said, no, never heard of it. And I said, yes, there's one. And he said he's been a tour guide in Hokkaido for so long, but I've never heard of that. And as we were discussing, there was a tour bus coming by that with that name of that place called Mingji. And the license plate was 0518 was my birthday. And traveling from Mingji. And the driver was called Sheng-yen. So the driver was Sheng-yen. Katsuhiko. So Ro Katsuhiko, but the driver was not with family named Ru. So the bus arrived as I was having the dialogue with the tour guide. Was talking about this place called Mingji. And look, this is the bus from that place called Mingji. So the tour guide was speechless. How could you know about such a place? Because it's in my memory somewhere. It's the northernmost small town in Hokkaido. And there was someone here that especially went to Mingji. She's here now. Can you please stand up? What did you see in Mingji? Okay, for the microphone. I saw Prince Shotoku and the Great Master Yongzhen. Okay. So there's a proof that Mingji does exist. She went there especially. It's a very, very tiny little town with only one main road, just one road. What are you doing going there? I want to see. And I told the tour guide, and they said that there is no such place. And the local residents were also surprised. Why are you coming here? Nobody knew about that place. There were no outsiders ever visited that place. And you saw the photo or the image of Prince Shotoku. I took photos and showed it to Grandmaster. So Prince Shotoku was from the Edo era. So he was a reincarnation of the second patriarch of the Tentai sect. The first patriarch was called Huiwen. The first patriarch. And the second patriarch was Huisi. And the third patriarch was Zizhe. That's the third patriarch of Mount Tentai School. He was the one who compiled all the sutras and sastras the best. And the second patriarch's reincarnation in Japan, it was Prince Shotoku. And you could see the image of Prince Shotoku on Japanese yen bills. The 10,000 yen. It was the greatest figure during the era of Ashoka period. I have a great affinity with Japan. Although I wasn't born in Japan, my name is Katsuhiko. And my Japanese is so I learned a lot of Japanese songs when I was little. It's in my brain. And my parents spoke in Japanese to each other because they received Japanese education. Because Japan occupied Taiwan for 50 years. So my parents received Japanese education, so that's why the names became Japanese names. Well, by listening them speaking Japanese, when I got to Japan, I naturally could speak Japanese. Very strange. When I visited Japan, whatever they asked me to do in Japanese, I could speak. Like they had itch in their athlete's feet, and they asked me to buy at the drugstore there, and I did. I could buy the itch ointment. So I was immersed in Japanese when I was little, and then I went to Japan, and I have traveled all over Japan and even visited Takayama mountain of Kubudaishi, and I've been there 2 or 3 times. We haven't even started on the main topic. I've been talking for so long. Now, I'll share a joke. Last night I couldn't sleep. I was going to count sheep, but I thought about my lovely wife, so to respect her, I started to count 1 wife, 2 wives, 3 wives, and I got more and more elated, and I lost sleep. Last Friday,
I go to the Bambulich Island. Bambulich Island. Ho Ching is my daughter. In Bambulich, have the name and a small house. Small house, fine small house. Bambulich have the Jiangka 森林呢
jungle.
这个 have a little bit small white house. The Ho Ching Island, 1 house in the Jiangka. No neighbor. 没有邻居啊 no people, just one house, and 果园
orchard.
有这个 apple, prune, apple, and no flower, fruit. 无花果。
And figs in Chinese is like flowerless fruits. And I thought if I am living there in seclusion, no one would be able to find me. No roads, only a path for enough for one car, and a very deep, and even the garbage trucks will not be able to reach that place. And you can see the ocean from there. And with dolphins. And with lots of deer. Very tonifying. Living there alone, living the rest of my life there would be nice too. The teacher asked the students, anyone can describe using 4 Chinese words someone that's ugly? And A said, plain looking, and B said, incomparably lucky, and Xiaoming said, that's you, looking like you. Xiaoming is just a small employee and is always very drunk. And his boss said, drinking can create problems. If you don't drink like this, you would become department head already. But Xiaoming said, but by drinking, I already feel like I am the chairman. Now we'll do the Q&A. Lian Wang from Singapore. Lian Hua Yuang from Singapore. Guru Buddha AI-generated digital humans are becoming widespread worldwide. Some say that humans, carbon-based life forms, are reaching our end and will gradually exit the stage of history. In our place, silicon-based life forms are emerging. Silicon, such as computers, servers, robots, and digital humans. They are all created from silicon. And some also suggest that we can upload our consciousness to the computers, these silicon-based beings, as allowing us to continue living as long as the computer persists, even indefinitely. As a disciple studying Buddhism, I instinctively resist this notion because I believe that even if human brains could successfully connect to computers and consciousness could be uploaded to the computers, it would still only be a model, an electromagnetic pattern. Would this model have awareness? Would it have Buddha nature? However, in one of your writings, there was an article that you described your encounter with the being born from lightning, possessing a spirit, but not a traditional form of life. This being attacked you, and you dispelled it by transforming into emptiness. This article opened my mind to new possibilities. I believe it corresponds to the concept of transformation birth within the 4 types of birth in Buddhism, which is birth from womb, moisture, egg, and transformation. If there can be beings born by transforming from lightning, could uploading our consciousness to a computer be considered another kind of transformation birth? If this concept holds, could a practitioner's consciousness, upon uploading to a computer, continue to cultivate within the machine? Could it even attain enlightenment? I don't know really about this. I can answer everything except this. What he meant is merge the human consciousness with the computer consciousness. And when the human merge with computer, you can continue to cultivate spiritually and gain enlightenment. Is that possible? So human consciousness enters into computer, merging with it, and then having the computer cultivate spiritually until enlightenment. Does computer have consciousness or have cognition? Consciousness entering into computer. This is all speculation. Let me consult and check. Please give us guidance. If human consciousness merge with computer, can human consciousness merge with computer? And can the computer cultivate spiritually and reach enlightenment? So, is it okay to have human consciousness entering into a computer? Humans' consciousness entering into computers. What are you talking about? I don't understand. Okay. After the consciousness enter computers, is there any awareness or feelings? Okay. Can computers cultivate spiritually? Can they gain enlightenment? I am confused what you're saying. What are you talking about? Yes or no? Just either one. Don't be ambiguous. What they meant is that computers cannot cultivate spiritually. Computers cannot cultivate. But can human consciousness merge with computers? Yes, is the answer. So human consciousness can merge with computers, but they cannot cultivate spiritually. That's the answers. Well, that's the answer. Let me tell you, Lian Hua Yi Wang, it's not me who answered. The sky is the one who answered. So they said that consciousness can merge with the computers, but computers cannot cultivate spiritually. After marriage, the wives told the husband, I have two strengths. One is diligence, and second, I have great kung fu. That's not bad. I'm diligent, and I have great kung fu. That's before marriage, so I married her. And after we got married, I'm often bruised because she really have great kung fu. Q&A. Q&A in the workplace. What is HR? Oh, this is play a word of Chinese. Chinese. Customer service. Is when you politely reject service. What is a co-worker? That we are both humans, but we don't work. Yeah, this is only meaningful in Chinese. Now we'll discuss the Vimalakirti Sutra. It may be Sakyamuni Buddha who said, yes, Ananda, let me tell you, the majestic presence, manners, and all actions and movements of the Buddhas. So all the activities of the Buddhas are all Buddhadharma. We've talked about this last night. All actions and movements are Buddhadharma. Ananda also still telling Ananda,
我们知道有
we
四
know
魔，
there are 4
什么是四
maras.
魔？
What are the 4
有
maras?
天魔，
The celestial
有
mara,
死魔，
the
有
mara of
烦恼
death,
魔，
mara of
有
afflictions,
有这个病魔，
mara
还
of
有五蕴
illness,
魔。
and also
五蕴魔
mara
就是
of
烦恼，
5 skandhas, which are the same as mara of
五蕴魔就
afflictions.
是烦恼魔。天魔、死魔、病魔、
So
烦恼
celestial
魔。
mara, mara
这
of
四魔。
death, mara of afflictions, mara of
另外
illnesses.
呢，还有84000种
And there
烦
are
恼门。
also
我们人的烦恼很多，数
84,000
不
doors
清。
of afflictions. We have
每
so
天在
much
烦恼事情，很
afflictions,
多烦恼。
countless of them. We have so many
84000种诸
afflictions
烦
and
恼门，
troubles,
而诸众生为之疲劳。他
which
让所有的众
exhausts
生
all sentient
感觉到
beings.
有点活不下去，
So sentient beings
觉得
feel
也很累。
exhausted and
活
cannot
在这
live
世界
on.
上，娑婆世界很累。
They feel tired of lives
这
living
个
in
释
the
迦牟
Saha
尼佛
world.
告诉阿难，
So
诸
Sakyamuni Buddha
佛
told
既以
Ananda,
此法而作佛事。
the Buddhas use these methods as the work of the
那释迦
Buddha.
牟尼佛在娑婆世界
So
用什么来
Sakyamuni
做佛事？
Buddha in
用
the
苦
Saha
啊！
world
人生是苦啊，
uses what as the
因为
Buddha's work?
苦啊，你才懂
He
得修
used
行。
suffering.
苦就是佛法。
Because you understand suffering, then you know to cultivate spiritually. Therefore, suffering is
因为
the
苦，
work
你
of
才
the
想修
Buddha.
行啊。
And due to suffering, you want to
你受到
cultivate
这些
spiritually.
烦恼，受到这些苦，
So
诸
after
佛
being
既以此
afflicted
法而作
and
佛事，
suffered,
种种烦恼都是佛法。
the Buddhas use all these
种种
methods as the
魔
work of the Buddha.
也
All
是
kinds
佛。
of afflictions, all kinds
所以
of
这里就是
maras
讲
are Buddhadharma.
佛魔一如，
And maras are Buddhas too.
烦恼
That's why
就是
we
菩
say
提。
maras and Buddhas are one.
因
And
为有烦恼，
afflictions are also enlightenment.
反过来讲，你才会发菩提心。
And because you have afflictions, you
因为
generate
苦，你
bodhicitta.
才修行。
And because of
才发菩提心。
suffering, you cultivate spiritually
苦
and
就是
generate
佛法。
bodhicitta. Therefore,
因为有
suffering is
魔，
Buddhadharma.
你才想
And because there are
你要离开这
maras,
个魔，
you want to abandon maras,
你才可以成佛。
and therefore
所以
you
魔
can
就是佛。
become Buddhas. Therefore,
佛魔一
maras
如
are
啊，
Buddhas.
这没有二如。
Maras are Buddhas are
因
one.
为烦恼，你
Not
才会生
two.
菩提心啊。烦恼
And
就是菩提呀。
because of afflictions, you generate bodhicitta. Therefore, afflictions are bodhi.
用这些方法
or
是
enlightenment.
泯入一切诸佛的法门，用种种的
So by using all
方法，你
these
生病了，
methods, it's called entering the
才
Dharma
想解
gate
脱
of
啊，
all the Buddhas.
解脱这个病魔。
So because you're sick, that's why you
病就
want to
是
be
佛
liberated
法，
from the mara of illnesses.
他是这样子
Therefore,
讲。释
the
迦牟尼佛
illness
讲，
is Buddhadharma.
是泯入
Sakyamuni
一
Buddha
切诸
said.
佛法门。
So it's called entering the Dharma
一
gate
如
of all
不是二如。
Buddhas. So it's all the
不二
same,
法
it's
门
all
就是这样
one
子的。
and not two. That's the Dharma gate of
菩
non-duality.
萨入此门者，若
When a
见一切
bodhisattva
净好
enters
佛
this
土，
gate, even if they
有菩萨
see
进
all
到
pure
这个
and
三昧里
splendid
面，
Buddha verses, when the
这个
bodhisattva
叫做
enters
一
samaya,
如
samadhi,
三昧。若见一
that's
切净好
called the
佛土，
samadhi of
看到
oneness,
佛土非常的
and
清
they
净，
see pure and magnificent
也
Buddha
并不是
verses,
很欢喜，并不是欢
they
喜。
feel neither joy,
看到娑婆世界，若见一切不净佛土，不净的佛土，娑婆世界就是不净的佛土了。
or if they
看到娑
see
婆世界，
impure Buddha verses, such as
不
the
以
Saha
为忧，
world, they don't
也不感
feel
觉到忧
sorrow.
愁，一点妨碍都没有。没有
And
障
no
碍。
hindrances whatsoever.
看到清净，你
Whether
也不
they
会很
say
欢喜；
purity, they
看
don't
到
feel
很脏，
extreme joy. And
你
they
也不
see
会很厌恶。
filths, you don't see
这个叫做
any
净慧一如。
despise either. So purity and
你看我们人
impurity
啊，
are one.
讲干净也是很干净的，
So, as for humans, we can say they are clean. But after you eat the fragrant food, then you excrete the filthy stuff. And you eat food free from germs, but the excretion is filled with germs. So therefore, cleanliness and filth are one. So whether it's pure or impure, there is no hindrances whatsoever. Everything is pure. When you reach, you cultivate and reach one taste, then everything is completely pure. There is nothing called filth. So they simply cultivate a pure mind with unprecedented joy and reference. So you don't feel either joy, attachments, conceited, or sorrow, obstruction. Everything is the same. So the virtues and merits of the Tathagatas are all equal. All the Buddhas are the same. So among the Buddhas, they may deliver sentient beings differently, but their merits are completely the same. But just they manifest different Buddha verses to teach sentient beings. So you go to whichever pure land based on your spiritual root. So that's because sentient beings differ and the spiritual roots are differ. Therefore, the Buddhas manifest different Buddhadharma and different pure lands. But the merits of the Buddhas are all the same. This is a very high wisdom. Generally, it's hard to explain. Today, I talk about this passage. This is talking about the sameness of Buddhas and Maras. Because they are Maras, that you can become Buddhas. So you use Maras as the Buddha's work. And because you have affliction, you generate bodhicitta, or the mind, or aspiration for enlightenment and liberation. So afflictions are enlightenment. And because of suffering, you want to cultivate spiritually. Therefore, suffering and happiness are one, are the same. So Buddhas, Maras are the same. Afflictions are enlightenment. Suffering is happiness. They're all the same. So seeing pure Buddha verse, there's no need to be elated. When you see filled Buddha land, there's no need to be sorrowful. Like us human beings, what is pure? We eat something fragrant and we excrete something foul. So cleanliness or fragrance and filth are the same. So why didn't you just take something foul? And you go to your toilet and you eat whatever you excrete and try. But that's from your own body. What's no big deal? What's so big deal about it? Why you worry about it? So if you eat that, then you would be enlightened, because fragrance and filth are the same. And you can just drink the water that you excrete, because urine and water are the same. Because you drink water and it becomes urine. You drink soup and becomes urine. So why don't you just drink urine? So water and urine are the same. And then you would know when you drink the urine, and that's called enlightenment. And look at Grandmaster crying and laughing, a moment crying, a moment laughing. So am I not crazy Dharma King? I am a crazy Dharma King. I was crying so hard yesterday, and now I laugh so hard. So what's the difference between crying and laughing? So what's the difference between cleanliness and filth? Those are all from your body. Why don't you dare to take them? And the urine you excrete, it comes from your body. And the poop is also from your body. Why don't you dare to eat it? That's because you're tricked by your own eyes. You can't take them. So if you have nothing to eat, you just eat that, and you would be filled. And when you're thirsty, you can drink your own pee. It's fine. All the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are crazy. On the deserts, they drink pee because they have no water. And when they have no food, so that's called sameness. So I frankly tell you, laughing and crying are the same. All emotions from your heart. When you touch, you cry. When you touch, you laugh. They're all created by your heart and mind. And bodhisattvas can see lucidly, so they are neither joyful or sorrowful. They have no hindrances whatsoever. Everything is fine, really. In this world, there are no hindrances. It's unprecedented. Everything that's talked about in the Vimalakirti Sutra is rarely understood very clearly. Oneness, Dharma gate of non-duality. So this is the application of entering the Dharma gate of non-duality. There is nothing called fragrant or foul, big or small, high or low. If you enter the high level of bodhisattvas, even the maras are the high level bodhisattvas, or bodhisattvas of the deeper ground. Afflictions are enlightenment. So Maras are Buddhas.
以前认为哇，佛跟
In the
魔是
past,
不可能的，
we
不可
think
能。原来佛就是魔，
impossible
魔就
Maras
是
are
佛。
Buddhas, but
原来
actually
烦恼
it
就是
turned
菩
out
提呀。
Maras are Buddhas and Buddhas
所
are
以
Maras.
你能够领
Afflictions
悟
are
到这一
enlightenment.
种一
If
如
you
的时
can
候啊，你就
understand
完全没
this
有障碍啊。
sameness, then you have no hindrances whatsoever.
所以我讲如来，
So
如来跟
I
如
was
气是一
saying
样。
that
我
thus
们以为有
coming
来，
and thus going are the
来
same.
来这个娑婆世界，
And we
其实你根
think
本没有来。
that we come to this world, but actually,
你以
no,
为
you have
你有
not.
离开娑婆世界，
And you
其实
think
你
that you
根
have
本也没有离
left
开。
the Saha world, but actually there is no going either.
就是如气，如来跟如气是一样的。
So
那
thus
那是
coming
佛的一
and
个
thus
称呼。
going are the
如
same.
来，诸
That's
佛
what
如来，
the epithets of the Buddhas
佛
too,
如
Tathagata.
来
Buddhas and Tathagatas
都是一样
are
的。
the same.
讲到这里啊，最有
Talking
智
to
慧的这个
this
虚空场菩萨，就是最清楚。
The wisest Akasagarbha Bodhisattva would be most clear
真的，我
about
们
this.
每一个学佛的人，
Really, each
到了一个境
Buddhist
界以后，
practitioner,
他终于明白
upon
一切。
reaching a certain
你
state,
明白一切了，
would comprehend
你就对
everything.
什么都不会执着。
Once you comprehend everything, you have no
不会
attachment
执
toward
着的话，
anything.
你就是
Without any attachment,
所谓的任运自在。
you become spontaneous and have
任
great
运自在。
self-mastery. Everything
像你
happens
这个，
at will and unobstructed.
我们真佛经里面不是提到吗？
Like it's mentioned in the
以
TROVE
无
Sutra,
念为正觉佛法。这
the
句话，
true
以无念为正觉佛法。
the true
那时候你没有什么
Buddha
念头，
dual realization is the
一切都是
state
平
of
等。
no thought. At such a state, there is no thought. Everything
那
is
才是
equal.
无上正等正觉。
Only then
阿
that's
耨多
the
罗三藐三
supreme
菩提，
perfect enlightenment, Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi,
一切都是
the
平等。
highest right realization, right equality. Everything is equal.
就是如来啊，
That's Tathagata.
就如来如去啊，修行无上正等正觉，
So
阿耨多罗
Tathagata
三藐三菩提，
no coming, no going. Anuttara
平
Samyak
等
Sambodhi,
无二，平等无二，
complete
都是佛事。
equality,
什
non-duality,
么都是佛。
and everything is Buddha's work. Everything is Buddhadharma.
只是从来没有讲《维摩诘经》讲到这么样子，
So, up to
也
here,
是
the
未曾有，
Vimalakirti Sutra,
未曾有的。一般来
what's
讲，
discussed in this Vimalakirti Sutra is
所以你看，
something never happened before.
他是这样子讲。最后一段
So,，the last statement here,
如来的功德是平等，
the virtues
为
and
化
merits of
众
the
生故，
Tathagatas are
而
equal,
显现的佛土
yet
不
they
同。
manifest different Buddha verses to teach
众生
sentient
是因
beings.
为有，众生因为有
And
他的根
because
器，
sentient beings
有
have
他的分
different
别。
spiritual
众生是
roots
分别，
and differentiations,
有根
because
器，有
there
分别，
are differentiations
所以他才
among
显
sentient beings.
佛才显现不同的佛土。
That's why the Buddhas manifest different Buddha verses.
所以佛的功德是平等，一切都是平等。
Therefore, the merits and virtues of the Buddhas are equal, and everything is equal.
今天我去买菜，问老板
Today, I
螃蟹怎
went
么卖？
shopping and asked the boss,
158块钱一斤。
how much is the crab?
我说太贵了，不要。
158 a pound.
老板
That's too
手指
expensive.
的旁边
I don't
那
want
个
it.
螃蟹，这个螃蟹刚刚死。
And the boss
18
said,
块钱一
but
斤。
this one just died. It's 18 a
我
pound.
说啊，死的。
And I said,
老板看了我一眼，因为
dead
太
one?
贵了，没人买，所以他螃蟹自己气死了。
The crab died because nobody bought it.
这里有一篇作文，叫做学霸。
There's an
我们班
article
上有一个很厉害的学霸，
about
他上课
a
一
nerd.
般都是闭目养神。
And in the
当
class,
他睁开
during
眼睛
class,
的那一刻，
he would
老师
just
就知道
close
自己
his
哪里讲
eyes.
错了。
And when he opened his eyes, the teacher would
而
know
小
that
明
he
呢，在
said
学
something
校也
wrong.
是一个这一类型的学霸，
And Xiaoming too was
贫困
a
秋
nerd
色。
of the same caliber.
每当小明一睁开眼睛，
And when
老
Xiaoming
师就
opened
知
his
道要
eyes,
下课了。
the teacher would know it's time to get off class,
哦，马里贝米
finish
吼，
class.
非常感谢法王圣尊莲生活佛宝贵的法语开示，请大家把各自坐的椅子叠好放两旁。
This ends the English interpretation today, and in a moment there will be the empowerment for Akasagarbha Bodhisattva. And during the empowerment, please remember to form the mudra, visualize the deity, and recite the mantra. Please remember to return your receivers right away. Thank you very much.
恭请师尊带领大家顶礼坛城。做观想大礼拜，礼拜根本传承上师及诸佛。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，回天心善印。二拜诸菩萨。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，回天心善印。三拜诸护法金刚。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，回天心善印。四平等一起手。恭请师尊接受众线上的众弟子感恩之心。
师尊加持，
圣母身体健康，吉祥如意，无事自在，自在非念自在，世间转生，感恩。 康、自由自在。
师尊你有，
令师尊130我祝回台湾，
祝师尊长寿自在，
无忌师尊长寿自在，
吉祥如意回台湾，希望师尊回台湾。
您是最棒的，
无忌师尊长寿自在，
回台湾，希望师尊回台湾，别放心
无忌 爱你师尊，我身体一切吉祥如意哦。
师尊长寿自在，
师尊回台湾，希望师尊
师尊小无忌，
大喜哦，轮上 TV 也请到我们在台湾。
好，
谢谢师尊，谢谢众线上的同门，下周见。
谢谢尊辛苦了，
下周见。
拜拜。
Please return the translate receiver. Still missing 3 translate receiver. Please return the translate receivers. Thank you.恭请法王圣尊莲生活佛赐授虚空场菩萨法灌顶，含有皈依灌顶。
So
谢谢师尊。 我们再次以热烈掌声感谢师尊赐受虚空场菩萨法灌顶。
师尊，辛苦啦！
好，谢谢好。
身体健康，
受到自家神，都是爱你，
安康师尊，
想你好想你，
520，
全家里只有接受吉祥加持，谢谢回答。
辛苦，师尊辛苦啦！